Good evening, sim racing fans. Welcome back to SRW TV. Tonight we jump back into the world of open wheelers for round 8 of season 4 of the Shannons F3 Nationals. We leave the tears and tribulations from the concrete jungle of Belle Isle last week and head to Circuit Gilles Villeneuve for an action-packed super sprint round here tonight. It's Cow, your average sim racer here, together with Pete the Weapon Gretton, who will once again be in front and behind the cameras looking after tonight's action. Buddy, Circuit Gilles Villeneuve, the Wall of Champions, buddy. It's going to be interesting to see how these guys handle those curves.
Yeah, good evening, Cowie, and to all the viewers. I'll tell you that nickname, that's sticking, isn't it? But the Wall of Champions, it's not going to have any prisoners in some other classes that we see around here, mate. You can give it a bit of a clip, and that's your warning not to do it again. But I don't think these cars can take that too many times. But I'm sure one or two drivers out here tonight will definitely collect that wall at one stage.
Well, she is another big field here for the F3s. I think we've got close to 30 cars out there again, so should be action. We know there's a bit of movement in the ladders as well as we get close. I think the first bit of information was that we missed actually that Daniel Byrne clinched the F1 congruent championship last week with his great result at Detroit. So and that one covered the Las Vegas Grand Prix, which was a pretty good race to watch, mate, if you called it as well. But he has clinched that championship, and I think Cutter and Dixon, there's only 701 points separating those two. So I'd say Michael Cutterjar's got the second one spot, second place clinched as well, buddy.
Yeah, I didn't actually catch that or get the chance to snip that and put a graphic up here. But the F1, I totally forgot. That's actually running side by side with this one, and a great championship, and wins it with a round to go. And he's sitting 6th in this championship, the overall championship rather.
That's it. Phil Bellamy, apparently he has managed to skip the work trip, so he is racing tonight. So he's got a 124 point lead, as you can see there on the leader board. He will get a chance to defend that, so that we'll have to see if he's around next week, but that's going to give him a nice healthy buffer. Michael Cutterjar, just fell back last week, really needed to take some big points out of Phil, but didn't manage to do so. But it's only 7 points between him and Dylan DeBono. Remember, it is a super sprint tonight, so with that reverse top 10 for race number 2 and reverse top 5 for race number 3, buddy, it could shake things up as well.
And Greg Bradley was leading the Pro-Ams. We've got that up and fixed, ready for tonight. And the AMS, Matt Tessiaro, is leading those championships. So we'll probably go through that in our commentary as the race goes on. But we've caught the start of qualifying today, Cowie, so it's pretty cool. And if you have a look down there, to all the viewers that are out there, we can see your comments. Keep interactive throughout tonight. We did answer the call. We have fixed up the timing table, so that's going to be good to watch here tonight as we hold the cameras there. Pretty busy pit exit, Cowie, so they're not mucking around to get the times down here in quali.
Super sprint tonight, Pete, so that means as soon as the 15-minute ends, quali ends, get to finish that last lap, means that these guys need to get out straight away, and you can sort of see that pretty much the entire field going out there. I don't think there was any rear grids or anything for last week, so should be action packed. We see how close time and time again these times are for qualifying here, and this track is definitely a favourite sometimes. It's a favourite of mine, buddy. I picked up my first official V8 win here, so I quite enjoyed it. But one of the great things about driving a V8 here is you can lick the curbs. I don't know if you're going to be able to get away with that quite as much in one of these things. Already. Was that nervous?
No, I think there's someone...
it was Johnson. That was Johnson's lighting it up there. Because the three... I thought it was 3 kittens there. There's 2 of them hovering in behind. But, mate, at this time it's all cold tyres at the moment. These guys will need a couple of laps before they can get up to temp.
And what I'm learning, these cars are an absolute handful with cold tyres and worn tyres. So that's the added difficulty for these guys. But I think we're going to see pretty similar from other rounds that we've seen. Probably the start of the race, maybe nerves. Let's put it down to nerves. How we've seen, shaky starts, and then we move into. And there's been relatively long green runs, I've noticed, in the series once we get going, Cowie. So I think tonight, with the nature of this track and the nature of these drivers, and penultimate round too, so these guys know that it's extra important, especially for those guys fighting for a championship. They don't want to be caught up.
Well, what you're dancing around the issue there, buddy, is that safety cars bring safety cars. So how many safety cars do you think tonight, buddy?
It's not even going to be ambitious. It's not, because I truly believe that the penultimate round, 0. I'm going to go 0. I was going to change and go 1, but no. We've got to have 1 round, and it's got to be 0. The second last round. This track can punish ya, but I don't know whether I'm doing it out of hope.
I reckon we're going to see 2. I'm thinking we might get one of these races tonight. Will be clean. But again, you can see how close sort of some of the concrete is there. Cold tyres, that lap number 1. There's spots where you've got to file into single file to go through them, and if people aren't willing to yield, it could be rather interesting. I suppose it's one of the things that makes this track so quite enjoyable. And I didn't really get to chat to any of the boys tonight to know what they truly think of here, but I don't think I've ever met someone who really dislikes this place. There are people that aren't fast here and might have an opinion along those lines, but still, it is quite an enjoyable and tricky track to drive.
Early on in my broadcasting, when I first started out, Cowie, this track, the reason why I didn't like it is because I could never say the name. It literally took probably close to 18 months, 2 years until I got the courage to actually ask someone how to say it. I think I was saying Gilles or something, but Gilles Villeneuve. And that's pretty easy to say, but that was the only reason why I didn't like it. Even driving this track, I don't mind it, and spectating, it's always good to hear. I'm sure that was all the champions back there that already just passed.
Well, he did win the inaugural races here, so that's why it's called. He won the first race in 1978, I believe, and that's why it's called Gilles Villeneuve. But yeah, look, it's originally it was named the Notre Dame. So there you go.
Gives a shout out in Gary gives a shout out in the comments. Hey Caleb, how you going, mate? And go the Velocity boys. Also gives a shout out what the audio's like. I think I've got to make a bit of a change, but I'll let you guys and girls that are watching decide there. The times are starting to come in. Cowie, I think you're just about to start that. 30.4
That's it.
Is the quickest out there.
And Phil Fella's got a couple of tenths on DeBono at the moment, but it is still early, and you look up there, you'll be seeing quite a few green sectors from these guys as they put those laps down. Brett saying the audio's good there, looking forward to the racing tonight. Awesome, buddy. Yeah, cars are very loud or we're quiet, is what Caleb is saying there, buddy.
Cool. I was thinking that exact same thing, so I'm going to fix that right now. So at least I was half on the same page. Cars are very loud.
Going in the same direction. Getting the realism up, Caleb saying. Well, that is true. Now, you were talking a little bit earlier about the championship situation. So, yeah, look, Vella's got a big lead, so he may not be able to clinch it tonight, but if he makes it next week, he should be, it would take a pretty diabolical night, I think, to upset Phil's championship here for Season 4. In the Pro-Am, it was Greg Bradley that got the better of Adam Simpson last week, so he's jumped out to a 20-point lead. Nathan Verney's 110 points behind in third. Not undoable, but he'd have to have a blinder. And in that AM class, it was Matt Tessiero. He's 25 points ahead of Greg Johnston, who, because of that class victory last week, he jumped both Cochrane and Sheafy into second. So, you know, they're close, and the points are pretty close between all those AM guys there. So I don't think that battle is quite decided yet. Same with the Pro-Am.
Yeah, let's have a look, a closer look at some of them AM guys. I think on this page they are there. There's Matt Tessiaro, so 727 behind the leader, 754 behind. So what's that? That's only around about 27 points between them, and only another probably 14 between there. So it is very tight between the AMs as well. And also if I go back to the Pro-Am lead. Yeah, so there's about 20 in between then, and about another only 10 back to Vernie. So, wow.
It's about 110 back to Vernie, I think it is. But it's definitely a two-horse race in that Pro-Am, I think. But, you know, Greg Bradley, again, if you look tonight, he's already up inside that top 5 again. So he may well be claiming his last season as a Pro-Am, of one and only season, seeing as what that new class that we've added in here. But he's certainly, you know, been right on the pace and been matching it with the pros for the last few weeks, buddy. So I don't think we can say he wouldn't deserve a call up.
Yeah, well, that's always the interesting thing at the end of seasons like this, where you have your Pro-Am and your AM, that who's going to go up, who's going to go down. I'm not too sure if you know, Cowie, if there's an automatic sort of promotion up, but that's always an interesting factor with series that have good numbers like this as well. So that you know, this round, next round to go, and some of these guys though that are you know, just on the cusp and they get put up, they seem to struggle a little bit. But you know what I used to say is you can't get quicker unless you're racing against quicker blokes. But it's always good for a challenge.
In the end, I mean, they are racing with them because they're on track with them here, you know. I mean, it's just a little sort of battle within the racing, you know, to keep the spice, I suppose, between the classes. But, you know, again, you know, any Pro-Am, you know, gets on a track he loves and he gets right in the thick of the battles with the pros, he's going to love that. You know, but as you said, yeah, it does just give you something else to fight for. As for going up and down, it's sort of one of those things, I suppose, buddy. You know, I reckon if you finish in the top 2 or 3, you should be going up, and the bottom 3 come back down. You know, so that way, a little bit like the relegation of you know, English football, maybe.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much the norm, isn't it? That with most leagues, you know, top 3, bottom 3, they sort of cipher through 30.
Well, I think so. I think I was in the, you know, the V8s earlier. They were saying there was about 9 or 10 guys that were, you know, certainly keeping an eye on their pace. But that's the thing. Once you got so many guys that are all the same, then they really should be classed together, shouldn't they? So why would you kick them out? All right. So we are about 10 minutes into qualifying here, and it is Phil Vella that has a 1:30.41. He's got about a 10th over Michael Cuttajar, who has picked Dylan DeBono by 800ths. Then we go 500ths back to Jay Dixon, and a further 900ths back to Greg Bradley, a further 900ths back to David Gallo, further, I think David Gallo and Daniel Byrne, have they done an identical time, buddy? It's going to be pretty close. It's down to the thousands. It's 5,000. Is that 4,000ths in that? But the reason I read it out like this, guys, is it just shows that same theme that we're getting, is that the racing has been so close. I mean, we're talking, it's just over half a second separating the top 10 at the moment. You know, the top 3 cars are all within a 10th of each other. That's crazy times.
Just to put in perspective as well, I'll throw this up. I probably won't use this throughout, just because it takes that little bit extra screen up, but just I'll group everyone into their classes there and just have a look just how close them times are. And just to echo what you were saying when we had the points up, that it's almost a 2-horse race for the championship. On track at the moment, it's maybe a 5, 6, 7 horse race with only probably 4/10ths between the top 8. Yeah, so the top 8 are all within 4/10ths, and Dylan Burns, Pocock and Gowans, they're not too far behind either.
Well, Pocock and Burns set the exact same time there at one point as well. So with a 31.081, but Greg
081,
Barber, our
yeah.
race controller, let us know that. But like we've seen it decided for first place. Where it's been almost a dead heat, and it's whoever. I think we have seen a dead heat for first. I know we've seen one for second, for sure. But these guys here, 3 minutes to go, so they're going to get maybe one more attempt at it. If you haven't crossed the line right now, you're only going to get one attempt. But that means that these guys will get one last shot at it here. Having a look at Greg Bradley at the moment. P6, only 3/10 of the quick guys, our leading Pro-Am. He's got a 20-point buffer, and his nearest rival is Adam Simpson, running in P11. So, but that's only 3/10 separating them as well. So it's just so tight, close, buddy.
We know how quick Adam Simpson is as well, so he'll be pushing throughout. So that'll be a good battle as he just loops it, gets it out of his system. Not to do that in the race. That's what he. That's what I got out of that, mate. But 30.4 is the time to beat. There's only 400s in it between them guys, and well, they've not too many incidents that I've seen throughout in their qualifying and practice run. So good sign for, I'm going to say, my non-ambitious safety car calls or guesstimation of 0. It's not. It's a serious 0.
Buddy. You're known for your extremes, so.
No, it's not an extreme, mate. It's not an extreme. I do believe it's going to happen here tonight.
So Dwayne Burns has improved his time a little there. See, it hasn't brought him up another position though. Very close there. I mean, pretty much all the way down to 12. The car in front is separated by less than a tenth. So we took a right, a few people here trying to get toes, but with only a minute to go, there's no point starting another lap. You've got to make this one count. And as you can see, buddy, we tend to have this theme that, once the tyres wear off, these guys find it hard to, start putting in green and purple sectors. And the problem is that I suppose you could maybe come in at maybe the 6-7 minute mark and put another set on and try and get one more flyer in. But, all you need is to get a little bit impeded on one lap or, have a little bit of a slide, and then you're better off sort of staying out there on the tyres you've got. So it does mean that when we get to end of qualies like this, though, sometimes we don't see that big bolter unless someone's, made a big mistake, jumped out on some fresh rubber for the end.
Yeah, I think that's going to be the trick, and with these cars is you're definitely going to be the quickest with the cleanest tyres. And so one stop, you think, Cowie? One stop for the race?
I don't think there's going to be any stops for these guys. So tonight it is our super sprint round here, so 3 20-minute races. The tank is 20.5 litres and they use 1.3 a lap. So if the race length is about 13 laps, they won't need to stop. So it's going to be straight out, all action on track. Of course, if we see cars coming into the pit lane, it's most likely to fix damage.
Racecraft qualifying results: Phil Vella, Katajan, De Bono. They're the top 3. The pole position will read out the rest of the names throughout this race grid. But round 8, Warren and Brown Shannons Formula 3 Nationals, Cowie, here at Gilles Villeneuve, and here's how they line up. The pros: Phil Vella and Katajar, they'll have the front row. De Bono and Loretti will have row number 2, and Jay Dixon and Greg Bradley for the Pro-Ams gets up and in amongst it. He'll start off on the 3rd row. Gallo and Byrne the 4th. Fahey and Dwayne Burns the top 10, Cowie.
Well, Adrian Loretti's jumped to the top of the pecking order as far as the kittens go. It's good to see him back there. Should see he's got an awesome motion rig, buddy, and loves to get thrown about in these cars. We look at that top grid. We've got Gowans 13th and 14th. I missed who was 11th and 12th. Scott Pocock, Adam Simpson. That battle continues. So 11th and 12th. Doug Gowans and Andrew Johnson. Got Nathan Burney and Brad Hudson. there on 15th and 16th. Shane Bowen, Andrew Lydon, row 8. So Andrew Lydon a bit down the pack there for Kittens, and Callan Hodgkinson and Matty Gerard will round out the top 20.
Yeah, Tyler Sheaf, watch for him to move forward. He's pretty quick in these cars. He'll start out at 21st alongside Greg Johnson. Connor Nixon is in it tonight for Million Motorsports out of 23rd. Mark Cochran out of 24th. 25th, Denny M and Tessiaro out of 26th alongside of him. Enough out of you, Cowie. Stephen Spinovich and Caldwell will start alongside each other, and Wakefield and Bartouche will start alongside each other. That's the top 30. Dean Sinkovich, Greg Barber is our race control here this evening, and big field of F3s for another stellar round of open wheel racing here on SRW, Cowie.
That's it, buddy, and don't worry, mate, I butchered Danny's name for at least a year, I think, before I got corrected. So, and they had a good giggle there, the Kittens boys. Alright, having a look at the grid here, and Phil Vella with 120 plus point lead on this championship. He'd be just looking for 3 clean events, get those points locked in, and he'd be almost unbeatable with 1 round to go. But this is a super sprint tonight for the Shannons Formula 3 Nationals. We do know that anything can happen. Reverse top 10 for race number 2, reverse top 5 for race number 3. That will shake things up, buddy. So it's going to be awesome.
3 races here tonight. I was curious to know the format tonight, but I didn't want to make an ass of myself, although I just did here. The lights are up. Cowie, round number 8 of the Shannons Formula 3 Nationals are off and racing. The lights are up and out. Slow starts from the second row.
That held him a long way, and Dylan DeBono got caught out big time there. Looks like it might have only cost him 1 spot as Adrian Lirity gets around. Inside, Jay Dixon on the inside on the grass there, but he saved it, I think. They settle in. This is the first spot where you've got to come that single file. Trying to go through here 2 file. Who's that in the background there, side by side?
That's Dylan Byrne. And we got a spinner. Oh, good driving from the rest of them.
That's Adam Simpson, and he's done an awesome job there to stay out of... Well, that's pure luck to this car there. So I think everyone should be buying a lotto ticket.
Pure luck, I actually caught it on camera as well. But Phil Vella leads, Cuttajar, Loretti, DeBono, Bradley, Byrne, Gallo, Burns and Fahey's your top 10. But the battle's everywhere, and the mid-pack is where it's at, as we're finding out again here this evening. But quick to merge like a zipper in one line.
Great start from Burns there, up a couple of spots from Blaine there, and he's already right on the back of the kids. David Gallo up in front. DeBono, looks like DeBono's got back past around Adrian Loretti, so that little mistake at the start there didn't cost him too much. The Adrian fighting back, but Dylan will hold the inside line for the chicane at the Wall of Champions, and that is sort of one place you don't really want to go through too wide.
Oh, there's a battle behind him as well with Bradley, Loretti and Byrne, I think. Almost, yeah. Was that contact you seen? I was going to call it as nearly contact.
There's going to be Byrne coming around. He's going to have the inside of the corner on Gallo. Gallo can hold the inside here for the next year, but gets out of all little
pinch break.
Yep, just that little concertina that we see at these slow, sort of mid-slow corners. Though, you know, driving one of these things through this section is completely different to driving a big heavy bag.
Why, there's the wall. There, a couple of drivers there, just testing the durability of the rear of the vehicle there. I tell you, they don't want to do that too many times, but I tell you, it's close, right down to 20th position. They haven't split up yet, but pretty good at the minute. 0.5 of a second, Phil Vella out to already though.
What you got to do to drive these cars? Oh, it looks like that was Gallo getting a run back on Byrne there. We jumped away.
Nope, there it is.
Sorry.
No, I did. I was just stitching you up. That's Burns and Fahey.
He's got the inside, so that was on Fahey, it was. So I think he might have lost that spot to Darren after trying to attack Dave Gallo the lap before. But you can see here that the toe down the back straight, bringing people back into it. We can see that Gowans and Bernie in the background there fighting as well. Gallo's popped out. No, he's gone back in.
I don't know where to look. I don't know where to look. Every time I see something else, someone else is there, but that's a good view of them just using the lines. They're showing the nose. Who's that up ahead? Oh, this battle here.
Burns and Fahey here battling hard. Burns has got a little bit outside. I thought Darren was going to sneak up the inside here. But I think that was that Bernie making a move on Gowans. I had a little peek-a-boo. Dixon's right up on the back of this battle now, mate. 5 cars here. This is awesome stuff. Super sprint. You blink, you're going to miss stuff, buddy.
Brad Hudson's statistician for the league. Oh, I'm giving him that title anyway. Fills us with information. He's back there in 15th, up 1 from where he started. Good little battle too. Bowen in front of him. And Nixon is. We've actually got the cam for Bowen, and blink you miss it. And I'm going to miss using this. Haven't used it yet, Cowie, but check this Shane Bowen out.
Cam is it, buddy? There we go.
Here he is. Cool, calm, and collected.
He's in a bit of a sandwich here as Dixon trying to go around the outside there. Sorry, Dixon, I apologise. Oh, that's a big lock up from Hudson, and both Bowen and Connor Nixon have got through. So our statistician, he needs to get on it. Maybe thinking about the figures, he needs to get right in amongst it.
Is that Connor? Yeah, big run down the straight.
The inside. And he's held the inside line, got that done. So that toe, it seems to be worth a fair bit down there. We're just seeing battle upon battle as there's enough straights here. The guys can close back up again.
Yeah, and I think this battle, Tyler Sheaf's involved, or maybe even a little bit back. He would call Caldwell, Hodgkinson.
Sticking a wheel up the inside there, Cochrane. That's on Hodgkinson. He's going to position himself perfectly here to own the next corner, because here's where you got to file into single file through there.
Yeah, Cow's not giving up though.
Looks like Simpson's on a bit of a recovery, so I think he might have avoided any major damage there, Pete.
Yeah, I think that was just a clip of the wall and a spin as well to boot, but this middle pack, this is where these guys are, where it's at. But Phil Valla, 0.7 of a second. He leads Catajar, De Bono, Loretti and Byrne. That's your top 5. And just outside the top 5 overall, Greg Bradley. He's a rose between 2 thorns at the minute because he's got, is that 2 kittens either side of him?
Yeah, I think he might have been sitting right in behind Loretti there for a bit. But with 3 kittens on the track around you, you're bound to get clawed. And we can see that Daniel Byrne has managed to get past him at the moment. Jay Dixon making a move up the inside. I think that is on the grandpa, Doug Gowans. So
yeah.
A nice move there from Jay Dixon. You can see Doug's not ready to give it up. He's staying in that slipstream. He can get a little bit of a toe, but he's got to be wary because that's Bernie behind him having a little sniff as well, buddy. So it's on for young and old here. And we do have young and old in this race.
Quite literally, Grandpa Gowans, isn't it? Grandpa Gowans. He's got the elbows out though, doing a good job. Oh, the pressure behind him though, Bernie. Starting to really turn it on. There's another good battle. A little bit behind, but I might stay on board with this for a little bit, and because I think something's eventuating out of these 3 to 4 cars.
I was going to give you a compliment there, buddy. We've lasted 3.5 minutes? No, 7 minutes we've lasted. And there's no safety car as yet, so your prediction can still ring true for the time being.
Yeah, well, and kudos to me if I do get it right too, because I had no idea it was a sprint round. I'm just pulling that out. No, these guys can do it. 0 safety cars tonight, 100%. Have a look at the racing that we've seen on display, as we'll get some battling back before...
Look like, you know, the guys have done some practice here, and I mean, it's great to see more and more these boys are taking this championship and these races quite seriously and really putting in the effort here. And there's that Fahey trying to put a bit of pressure on Dwayne Byrne there at the moment, so it's a nice close battle. He's going to have a second go at him here, but Dwayne can just make sure he positions the car. And if he does dart up the inside, then you just make sure you've got the inside for here, and you can, own the run up around the hill.
Yeah, well, especially up the hill, the run is paramount, but he's doing a pretty good job. What do we got? See, Fahey's back 9th position, just in the top 10. This is the closest battle on screen at the moment. Let's go back even further. I think this battle will live to, what have we got? There's a 2-car battle with Hodgkinson
Dixon
and
Gowan behind them. You got Cochrane and is this Lydon behind him?
Yeah,
so Andrew Lydon, I think he's been struggling maybe here tonight. Maybe not one of his favourite tracks. Definitely a fair way down from his teammates. Kevin Wakefield here, 26th at the moment, and looks like we missed a few guys that pitted. So Matisic, Bartok, Johnson and Tessiera have all pitted there, buddy. So I wonder if they got into some danger out there. We'll have a hunt and see if you can see anything.
Put my sniffer dog nose on, and I'll point the cameras wherever you want to go, mate. Adam Simpson's showing that up that he's had a crash recently, but I think there may be something even more to that. 0 stops, but a lot of cars come in, as you mentioned, mate. So I'll try and get that. Greg Johnson, he's coming up with an incident. So I think it all started around.
Top here, front 3 is looking interesting as well, buddy. Dylan DeBono's closing up on Carter, so it could be a 3-horse battle soon. Fella hasn't really been able to jump clear. But what have you got for us, buddy?
Well, we've got Denny M here in an incident.
So that's well, there's 3 or 4 cars, so that certainly explains it.
Not too sure. So that was
And
Denny. That was the Greggy Johnson. He was involved in that. We'll go back live and
that's
Matty Tassiaro, Matt Tassiaro as well. He jumped to pits as well. Remember, he's leading the AM Championship, so not a good start for him, mate, at all. I think he was involved in that incident and was. So big championship implications for him, possibly. He only had probably around about a 40 or 50 point lead.
No, it was only about 20 points. So
only 20.
Quite close there, yeah. But I mean, again, as we said, 3 races tonight, so you do have a chance to redeem yourself. I'm certain that those guys that are in that competition for the championship right up front. Look, this is going to go 3 wide. No, thought better of it there. Burns with a nice move up the inside to claim that spot back from Fahey. Dixon and Bernie there, like piranhas hunting in the back there. And you can see what's happening, mate. We talk about it week after week, but we've got 2 or 3 cars battling, and suddenly everyone's on the back. You were looking at this a lap or 2 ago, and they're all spread out. As soon as you get a fight going on, it just brings everyone back together again. 5 cars.
That's what I love. Yeah, that's what I love about draft-dependent tracks. It just brings everyone so close, and you're a sitting duck if you sit out there even further. Who leads this pack? This is led by Dwayne Burns, Fahey, Nixon, Verney, Gowans. Over this go Scott Pocock. He's fishing the jump on the back of these guys as well down the straight. He will be on the back of them already, but Dwayne Burns, he's leading this hungry pack. One little mistake from any of these guys we could see my safety car guesstimate right out of the window. They're racing that close together. Anything can happen. There's some gaps, 0.1 between Verney and Jay Dixon.
Well, close, buddy, and as I said, it's now a 6-car battle as that's Pocock's got onto the back of this pack now. But yeah, it's one of the great things about these cars, is that you can race close together. But the moment you start battling, you lose so much time. And I know that the guys up front have talked about it before, and I wouldn't have been surprised that just Michael Carter has made a call not to attack Phil Bella there early on, make sure they build a bit of a gap, and then they can turn it into a 2-horse battle. DeBono's managed to get through there. He did lose that spot early on, got it back from Loretti, and now he's been able to close that gap, but it's taken a good chunk of time for him to get up on the back of those balls. And then we're talking it's about 4 seconds back from DeBono to Loretti. And he's got a couple of seconds over our leading Pro-Am, Greg Bradley, who's having another cracker race.
He really is, isn't he? Up one from where he started. So he started off this race, you know, high up the order as well. There was all one, just one class colour on the grid, and surrounded by yellows.
A couple of kittens attacking him very soon, so it'll be interesting to see if these two can double team. I would not be surprised that if Gallo opens the door, Byrne opens the door, Gallo sneaks through as well. So Greg's got to be careful not to lose 2 spots. These guys just catching up on Kevin Wakefield, who will have to get out of the way, I would think. Battle back here, Jay Dixon. He's been trying to fight his way through. Does look like, though, you know, this is the sort of track that you can defend on. So you can make the car pretty wide, but that toe, you know, just evens the playing field.
Yeah, well, it brings you back in. You don't have to, you know, it does matter when you make a mistake. If you don't damage the car, not so much, because, well, you can get back there and get in the toe. But and we're seeing this, and Pocock, it only took, what, half a lap to get on the back, as Vernie and Gowans now want to have a crack. Who's that? That's Vernie down the inside.
Oh, yeah.
Good driving, almost clips the wall.
That's excellent driving, buddy. And that's the problem with trying to make a move there. You know, you're going to end up on the outside. He had to get right out of it. All momentum lost. Mind you, Doug certainly knows that he's there for a fight.
Oh, and Dougie, he's pretty good in every series. He's another busy driver here at SRW. Races in a few series, doesn't he? And he's the improvement. I'm only a newcomer here, mate, but I hear the improvement from when he first joined to now is, well, he just keeps getting better and better.
He's 3.5K IRacing driver. Who's that? Is that?
Yeah, I did see someone there.
In front of, who was up front that had that little spin?
Let's have a look. I've got a replay reel sitting here and I wasn't looking. It is Dixon. Let's have a look. Replay. What happened there? Good pickup too, Cowie. I did hear the noise. Let's have a look.
He's just going a bit deep.
Avoidance. Avoidance, that was good. You know, he did pick the wall a little bit there. I might even grab another. Oh, Cochrane, he had a crash too coming up. So I'm not too sure. There's a couple of little mistakes coming in. What lap are we in now? I just took that off the screen, but tyres may be a thing.
Buddies, huh?
Lap 10.
Yeah, well, I don't know if they're a thing, but the thing is these guys are pushing hard. And you know, you've now got into a rhythm. Oh, there's that where he's just lost the rear there.
Yeah.
Currently running 22nd at the moment. He might be... He's our leading AM at the moment there. Looks like it's Tyler Sheep at P18 at the moment, leading the AMs. So he's managed to keep himself out of trouble here, Sheepy. Having a good run. He does have the pro-AM of Matty Gerard behind him. So it's not a battle for class here, but he's got a few pro-AMs behind him, so having a great run at the moment, Sheep.
You have noticed Sheafy must have really good internet at the moment. Touch wood for you, Sheafy. But the last few series that he has, he's another busy driver here at SRW. He's been really good. So I think he's network dependent a little bit, good old Sheafy. If the internet's bad, well, unfortunately he can't see what's going on, and he's bad as well as behind him. Nearly gets a clout, little bit of a hurry on. Come on, mate, I'm here.
Well, remember, you know, these things do not have a brake light. No vape for Shane tonight. Well, he's running fairly deep at the moment. Did see, I'm gathering that was when he was on the stream before, which is probably a good thing. We probably shouldn't be showing that. But he's having a good run at the moment, Shane Bowen. He's up one spot from his starting, so currently running P16, couple ahead of Sheepy, who we've been looking at there. He's got Hudson in front of him, so looks like Brad's just fallen back a little bit from that battle with Nixon and Pocock earlier on. But he is going to have to start watching his mirrors, because Bowen is closing right up on him.
Yep, he definitely is. As I've got the names mixed up, I thought you were talking about Bowen has got Hudson right. Yeah, I wasn't really listening, and that's why I just was looking at nothing there. But Have a look at him. He's a little bit less concentrated now, isn't he? He know. Oh, who's that behind him? As we'll go back there, that's a big crash. I think that was Tessiano again in the background of that shot, mate. Caldwell, De Bono, and Tessiano all coming up with mistakes.
De Bono's had a mistake, so he's now about 7 seconds behind Cutterjar. So.
White flags out too. So here's that's Caldwell, De Bono.
Wall of Champions, there's his first victim.
This is De Bono. We've got to get back. It's white flag. Oh, he's gone in there, hadn't he? Yeah, he was loose. He was loose. We'll go back live, back up the front. Cowie. So De Bono, though, still currently sitting in third, but a way back from where he was. 1.1 second lead, Phil Vella to Cutterjar at the moment. Final lap says race control. Thanks, mate. You blink and you miss it, Cowie. That's pretty much right, isn't it?
It is, buddy, but I must say, there's been so much action out there. We've been able to follow battles, buddy, so, it's awesome when you can watch battles instead of wrecks. But at the moment, Phil Vella, he's done everything he needs to do to lead it as they come into the turn onto the back straight, so really only the chicane now to worry about. Cutterjar is close enough to get a bit of a tail. He's found a tenth or so there. We'll see how much he can close in, but there's a lot of gap there, buddy. Really hard to close that down with only a chicane to go.
Yeah, 0.8 of a second is the gap. Dixon's had an accident late on as well.
Oh, no.
As you go back up the front, though, we'll unpack that in the break. Actually, we don't think we get a break here. Not too
there
sure.
It is. It will be Phil Vella that takes out race number 1 here for round 8 for the Shannons Formula 3 Nationals at Circuit Gilles Villeneuve. And Michael Cutterjar close behind him, but just couldn't bridge that gap. But
look at this.
and Dylan De Bono with a bit of a mistake there, but has done enough to hang on to P3.
Oh, 3 wide across the line. Oh. I don't know who that was. Sorry, Cowie. Bloody hell.
There was Pocock in that.
That would have been Pocock Dixon, probably.
Dixon, yeah. So something's happened there, and Hudson's been able to get right back onto that battle there at the end. Catch in the distance, buddy. Good catch.
I tell you, that was the battle that never ended with Dixon, Byrne. I think Bowens was in it. There was about 5 cars across the line when the camera zoomed in. When actually got a good shot on it. How close is that mid-pack, mate? You could throw a hanky over them after 13 laps. You could throw a hanky over them and they were still there. And, Cowie, you know what as well? 0 safety cars, so here we go.
Yeah, you're still alive, buddy. You are still alive. So far these guys showing their class. And Phil Vella, well, he has gained a further 4 or 5 points off Michael Cutterjar there. Just extend that lead now. These boys have got to do it all again, but from P10. So reverse top 10, second race tonight. This is normally where we start to see some carnage. So I don't know. You still confident with your 0 call, buddy?
With the 0 break as well, and I love the idea sitting here. I love the idea of no break, but when you're down there. When you're down there, it can get a little bit touch and go. You've had no breaks and the battling that we've seen, so they're not going to get any break. We're going to get into it. I am a little bit nervous with my 0 safety cars, Cowie, but inverted field's going to be pretty cool, and here's how they'll start.
Well, there it is. It is Doug Gowans that finished race number 1 in that all-important P10 position. So he will lead the field away, the Velocity SimLabs machine. Alongside him, Nathan Verney. Now, here's another one to watch. Put him in front, and he can make that F3 as wide as a lorry. Darren Fahey for Kittens. Alongside him, David Gallo, his teammate, Adrian Loretti, Daniel Byrne. So we got Kittens locking out row number 2 and row number 3. Greg Bradley, Dylan De Bono, sharing row number 4, and Michael Cutterjar, Phil Vella. That battle continues. It will be from row number 5, though.
11 and 12, or row 6. Pocock and Connor Nixon watch for the Vermilion Motorsport driver to move up. We all know how quick he is. Hudson and Burns, they'll battle it out again. Dixon and Bowen, how good was that battle in race 1? Johnston Sheaf, they had a good run as well. Sheafy, watch him move up. Gerard and Callan Hodgson round out the top 20.
21st, Andrew Lydon, who doesn't seem to be much of a fan of Gilles Villeneuve. We might have to talk to the boys later and see if we can find out that for sure. P21, Mark Cochran, P22. And we've got Stephen Sinkovich, Danny Matisic. I think we've got lights coming on, buddy. So, who else have we got? Dan Bartosh, Greg Johnson. We've still got a little bit of time, so you can put the grid back up, I think, buddy. You like?
That's twice a stitch up, wasn't it? I had the right points up last time too. I wasn't going to say anything.
Yeah, you did
We'll
too.
flick through. We'll flick through.
Yeah, so it's Dan Budd, Adam Simpson, Kevin Wakefield, Keegan Caldwell, and Matt Tessierro. Matt Tessierro ended up with a drive-through penalty too for that incident in race number 1. So he's certainly given up some big chunk of points to his championship rivals. Can he recover? Well, we're about to find out, buddy. Race 2 of tonight's Super Sprint round here. Thanks to Shannons for their support of the Formula 3 Nationals here. We're waiting on the lights. Reverse top 10, buddy. Let's keep an eye out for those starts. Dylan DeBono is a bit slow off the line. They held him a long time, that first one. So we'll have to see if the lights stay on or they go out quick. There they are. Looks like everyone's got away fairly cleanly this time.
Oh, contact, 5 wide already. Oh.
Yeah, that was, I think, 2 of the Kittens guys getting in.
Oh, big contact.
Adam Simpson again. He's caught up in another incident at the start of this race.
I think there
that
goes
cover
my...
is broken.
That's in a really bad spot. Side by side through there. Teammates. Oh no! Big! Oh, it's caused a big one. It's caused a big one.
Yep, your call has gone, buddy. We've got
cars. No! Who is involved in that? No, that's not the start we wanted. That's not the start we wanted. We go back live, and I didn't even go on a replay though. Get back up the front. Gowans, Gallo, Verney, Bradley, Byrne, DeBono, Loretto. Safety car is being deployed, Cowie. That was a given. Big accident off the start. That is unreal. I did catch it there live, but it was a snowball effect. A little bit of contact, and it just went down the line.
Yeah, like once these guys have gone, once you start to go and you've got cold tyres, it's pretty hard to save. And we just saw a cascading avalanche of cars flying everywhere there. All right, so let's have a look and see what happened here at the start. It looked like everyone got away pretty cleanly, but Adam Simpson, we're going to have a look at right at the back because that's where the moment was. So the 3 wide here. So, Simpson's just locked up. He's gone straight into the rear. Didn't see who he made contact with there, but...
And I think it was somewhere, may have been somewhere around here, possibly.
So this is, remember we talked about 2 wide through this section here, and you've only got to get a little bit wrong, and that's what's happened.
I'll get another grab at that, I think.
I think it might have been Bartosh.
That looks worse the more we look at it. We had cars and car parts flying everywhere. That's a good example, well, good for the viewers and good for us, for our, knowledge. That's a good example of how bloody fragile these cars are. They've car parts flying through the air like beer stubbies at the football.
It was pretty crazy there, buddy. Trying to unpack what happened there. It looked like a couple of maybe was it Pocock involved in that? I'm not sure. There was a couple of red cards there.
Key contenders anyway. There was Dwayne Burns, Pocock rather. Hudson was involved. Johnson, Gerard. We'll get another crack. Sheafy was involved as well. Jay Dixon. He had the battle, didn't he, in the last race? Let's have a look from here, up above him. And it sort of already happened, but we'll hold them there. And, oh, that yellow car. Is that Cal? We got to go have another look at Cal. I'm pretty sure I recognise that that livery there, mate. That yellow car, I'm pretty sure it's Callum Hodgkinson, if it is. And is...
Doing on board of one of the cars that came flying through there.
That's Cal. Yeah, definitely, 100%. He was up in the air, so we're not in VR, but trigger warning for anyone that has motion sickness, because this is going to be something else, mate. I think we'll jump on board with Cal here. It's not really on board, but here it is. It is coming. He gets a good plow.
Contact's already have it in front, and he's got nowhere to go.
Oh!
Whoa.
He used the rear of the car in front of him as a ramp. Up he went, and massive damage to his F3. Fast repair used, no doubt.
Would that look like maybe some Days of Thunder driving instruction there? You know, the cars are pinned in front, he's got to plant it and drive
It's
through.
the last chase in Gone in 60 Seconds, where he has to jump over the tilt tray, and he thought he could jump and not lose any spots, mate, but well, that wasn't the case.
Well, we do get a chance to finally take a breather here. It is a super sprint action-packed night here at Circuit Gilles Villeneuve for the Shannons Formula 3 Nationals. Big thanks to Shannons and all of our sponsors out there. Without them on board, we can't bring these pictures and these great racing to you guys. Of course, if you are enjoying the content, please give us a like and subscribe. We've hit that 1,000 subscriber mark, and that's a big thanks to all your support out there. So thank you very much. Well, we've chewed about 5 minutes out of this race now, buddy. Settle things back down, but safety cars breed safety cars. We're going to get another one this race, or we're going to save the second one for race number 3?
It's either going to go clean from here, or we're going to have 2 more. It's 2 weeks in a row you've got me on your guesstimation. I think the last 2 weeks we've both binned it, but still.
Yeah, we've both been wrong. Yeah.
Well, we both got to be wrong again. I'm selfish. Dylan DeBono's up 2 positions where he started as well. Up 3 for Greg Bradley. I just seen that and had to go over it. But Tessiaro up 17 positions. He had a bad race last week.
I think he survived that, because I think, look, we're talking, there's a big chunk of cars there that even if they manage to survive that moment, they've had to pit. We are looking at 2/3 of the field have pitted already, and most of that's for that damage, because that fast repair. So let's have Jay Dixon down, and Matt Tessiero up 17 spots because he didn't pit. So he's got Jay Dixon in front of him who has pitted. Everyone else behind Matt has pitted.
One more accident to get through. He got through the first one. Good bit of driving. This is how he got through. Now that's brains. Now that is straight up race brains. Leading of the AMS Championship, and this is why. A couple of the other characters fly past, and he just went, no, it's all good. I'll get through, and away he goes. So.
That's it, no damage. He's clean. Everyone else comes into the pits. But this could really be a big turning point for him, because, you know, the points is not worked out, I believe, based on where you finish.
We're green again,
against your components. It's where you finish in, you know, overall. So he is up running P13 at the moment, and his next closest rival, Sheepy's in 50, so Sheepy's getting close.
Let's go green again.
There we go. So Gowans leads the field away at the moment. David Gallo, Nathan Burney, who's at the inside. Byrne making an attack on DeBono here. And I think DeBono's going to have to yield. No, he's got enough out of that, so just couldn't get enough on the loud pedal there, Byrne, to hold that spot.
Oh, card, same spot.
Is that?
No.
Fahey.
That was
Darren Fahey,
wasn't it?
Yeah, I think it was Darren Fahey there. He's tumbling down the water at the moment.
Oh, is it self-spin too? Is it self-spin? We'll go have a look for these guys. Pretty good restart apart from this.
I guess it's the tank slapper, buddy. See if we caught a bit of grass. No, not really. Yeah, just a tank slapper. So it's gone one way, and then when he's corrected it, it's gone the other way and thrown him into the wall. Like, I think
Gowans,
there might
Gallo,
be right
Vernie,
through.
Bradley, DeBono's your top 5. Have a look at the pressure DeBono's putting on Bradley, Cowie.
Adam Simpson just been given a
That might have been burn
for that contact at the start of the race too. So it's close here. Field are bunched up thanks to that safety car. And it doesn't look like the safety car's come out again. Darren Fahey has. I think Darren, has he towed? He's been given permission to tow, I think. So,
yeah, it's probably this one here.
No second safety car.
So I didn't even know I thought I'd double click that here. There we go. This is the Fahey. I didn't even know he had an incident. Contender as well.
We saw this. This was the track slumber.
Oh, okay, so let's get another look at it then. Oh, let's get another look at the trees, and then let's go back live, because we've seen it again. They don't like to see it more than once, but we do.
Contact here between teammates, but I don't think Loretti could do much about that. There was a big check-up, I think, in front. So Bradley to Bono, was it?
There's Byrne and DeBono up ahead.
Trying to get around the outside of Vella there as well. So these boys keeping their fight go as they try to get through the field.
So top 10 within, a second of each other. Have a look at them come down here. They all show the nose, but nah, pop it back in. We were looking at the mid-pack last race. Now we're looking at up the front. There's a bit of a gap back to the mid-pack. We should go check in, Cowie, but these guys are doing a good job up the front. Gowan's leading 0.7 of a second. He'd be happy with this. He's got a good gap, but Gallo, you want to know what Gallo's
at the moment. Grandpa Gowan's in the zone at the moment. It's just him in the track. Behind him, Gallo, Vernie. You can see there, Gallo just guarding that inside line there as they come around that. Well, it's still straight, but it is turn one. Bono, he's right on the back of this battle as well. So it is close. Well, back down to P9. It's only 4 seconds separating first to ninth, and you just know that Zach Johnson or Nixon catching that P11, catching up onto the back of this as well. So it's turning into one big long train at the start of this race, the head of this race, I should say.
Yeah, well, you give Nixon a sniff, and he's not going to wait around too long. Watch for Nixon as soon as he gets on the tail of Nixon and Dixon, so that's going to be pretty funny and to call that one. But there, Dixon's in trouble if Nixon can get on the back of him, because he's probably wait one corner, mate. But look at this train of cars. What do you say? 9 cars now in one train.
It's 10. No, it's 10. Now, and it'll soon be 11. Correct.
Oh, who was that? Tessiaro just had another. No, it wasn't. It was Tyler Sheaf. I just noticed come out of that a little bit.
Well, this battle here is the M battle. Tessiaro and Sheepy close together on the track, so this will be an interesting one just to keep an eye on if it closes right up. But both of those boys, they're beneficiaries of the carnage of race number 2 here tonight. Adam Simpson back in the battle. He's got Stinkovich there, Danny Matisic in this as well. Matty Gerard. Who's that up the inside?
Who's gone straight? Keegan's gone straight through. No's going for him. Oh no, he's going in the pits. That's why I knew that.
Yeah. So I don't know if he survived the first one. Maybe he's got his parts repair available. To keep an eye out and see if he stays in there. Wakefield, Hudson, Pocock on this. He's getting a run up at the inside of Bradley Hudson, I think. Okay, no, that was Wakefield letting through his teammate, I think.
Yeah, so it's Hudson, and then behind is Wakefield.
I think that was Wakefield letting through Brad, so Brad now right on the back of Matty Gerard. So this battle,
he must have some damage here there. I don't think this is draft, Cowie. Pocock, he caught and now is overtaking Hudson, so I wonder if there's an issue in that 662, because although he looks like he's coming back, drives through penalty car 19, lap 5, turn 14. side by side.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know. It just.
I think just a poor exit, maybe.
Oh, he's
you know,
around.
Oh, he's caught it. He's caught it.
Good
Nicely
driving.
done.
Good driving.
He's going to be vulnerable to Adam Simpson coming down the straight ahead with a big toe and a big chunk of speed. So can he make this F3 wide to see Adams going for it up the inside? So Brad didn't bother defending the inside there. And I mean, it's one of the things that happens when you do light the tyres up like that. They'll be hot, overheated, and they'll be ordinary for the next few corners. So you've really got to tone it down to get it back into that window. You can see here he's already being able to cool it down now, try and attack Adam Simpson.
That's one thing I was going to ask you too, Cowie. I'm not too sure how much seat time you've had in one of these Formula 3 cars, but what are they like? Does it take much sort of a lap distance to cool down once you've made an error, either a lock-up or something like that? But does it take much to get the tyre back down to operating temperature?
I think it's one of those things where, I mean, the issue with all of the high downforce cars is you need to use that downforce, so you need to carry more speed than you may do in some other vehicles into corners on your entry and your mid-corner speed. What that tends to do is it creates a situation where eventually you go in too hot and you lose the rear. And as we've seen, once you light up those rears, then the car's going to be twitching for the next 2 or 3 corners. So, sometimes it can take half a lap to get that back under control. I suppose it depends how bad it is. Look at this battle here.
Yeah. It's
the battle for P5 at the moment.
Oi, get back there, get back there. There's Phil Vella's involved in this as well, Bernie.
Yeah,
Loretti
in there as well. So Cuttajar and Vella trying to carve their way through. So they have been the big instigators.
Oh, bit of contact there for Vella.
Vella's lost his rear wing, has he?
I can't see from there. Yes. Oh, no.
Yeah. Oh, it's just that concertina. And I think it was Byrne behind him that's lost front.
Let's have a look. Byrne,
No,
so just go Bradley.
That
look
was
back.
Loretti. I think Loretti is already tumbling down the order. Yeah. And unfortunately, Adrian Loretti looks like he's
broken something,
carrying a damage there, and may well end up with a drive-through penalty as well. I'll have to see what race control's going to say.
There's Phil Vella.
This is what we said can happen. Well, this is what we said can happen in these sprint rounds. Yeah, the question is, will Phil fix this, or is he going to stay out and try and drive without a rear wing?
Oh, it depends on how it feels. It doesn't look healthy. Doesn't look healthy. If anyone can do it, he can do it. He's not even showing showing up that it come up a crash or anything.
Oh no, he's staying out. He's going to see if it works for a lap.
Yeah, right.
Oh.
Interesting to see his lap times. Let's get their last lap times up there.
Well, if we look at how much time have we got left in this race, buddy, if we're getting down, so we've got about 3.5 minutes, so maybe 3 laps is what he's got to try and make it survive and see if he can stay in and around that position. But at the moment, it is Doug Gowans who is doing a spectacular job for the Velocity Sim Labs team and had a 0.7 gap over David Gallo, who's pretty much been there. That gap's been pretty consistent since the safety car come in. Nathan Verney's had a couple little stabs at Gallo, but he's still back there. But he's got to deal with De Bono, who is right on the back and fighting hard once again.
It looks like De Bono was going to have a sniff there, but he thought better of it. But Verney, he's got a challenge coming up. If he wants to stay on that podium, he's got to deal with some pressure. We know how quick De Bono is. There's only 1 week in the amps. Get up there you go. And now he's put the pressure on him. He wants this podium, doesn't he? Oh, he's closed. Here we go.
Right, so you can see there Verney moving to the inside to cover the inside line. So he's definitely defending this. Can Dylan sweep around? That he's got it done. So there's enough speed there in that toe. You get a good exit, you can sweep around and get it done before the chicane, so you're not going too wide at the Wall of Champions.
In the battle behind him, that's Bradley, Byrne, Karajar, Jay Dixon, he was involved in an incident earlier. He's still battling on. He's still up 7th position where he's from, but this battle now, that's Katajar really starting to put the pressure on Byrne. I think Byrne's used to it by now. We see these are the regular faces battling together. Reverse top 5 or 10 this was, Cowie. These guys here with that incident haven't been able to elevate themselves up through the field like we usually see. Big dive there from Katajar on the brakes. Can't get it done though. 2 laps to go, or around about a minute and a half, whatever comes first. Gowans with a 0.8 of a lead.
Yeah, it shakes it up, mate. The reverse top 10, reverse top 5 for the next race. So that will shake it up as well. But so far, yeah, Doug Gowan's a grandpa. Well, he's certainly not showing any of that age at the moment. He's got control of this race, though. The gap has come down a little. So Gallo, is he close enough to mount an attack here? We'll have to keep an eye out. Fernie is right hot on the tail of Dylan DeBono behind him as well. So, but looks like Doug got a pretty good exit onto the back straight there. He's been able to maintain that distance. Gallo closes in as they hit the chicane, but it's about the same, buddy.
Yeah, 0.5 between Gowans and Gallo, 0.5 between Gallo DeBono, 0.6 between Vernie and DeBono. So these guys are really pushing on, although Dylan DeBono's just caught up on the back. Final lap, says race control. White flag is out.
Right, he's throwing everything at it there. Almost a big mistake from DeBono, but he survives. Might have cost him his momentum, but he's certainly not leaving anything out there on the table. At the moment, he will be taking a good chunk of points out of Phil Vella, who is still circulating out there with that missing wing, holding down P9. So, doing his best to try and minimise the damage. Contact there, DeBono. Oh no, and that's taken the rear of, it's not Vernie,
that's allowed
is it?
Yeah, it was Vernie because it allowed Gallo through. Gallo's picked up 2 for the price of 1 with that Cowie.
Oh, Vernie's lost it. Oh no. So Vernie had a chance to get David Gallo there, who's the one with the broken wings. So it was DeBono into the back of Gallo.
Yeah,
and Vernie had a chance to take P2. And at the moment, with the mistake there, it looks like Gallo might have enough here to be able to bring a broken car home for P2. Doug Gowan will come across the line to take out race number 2 here tonight.
Oh, look at this fight. Who's that through? That's a Kittens in there as well. There's the same characters. That's Bradley, I think.
Brad, he's got P4, and Katajar got Dixon, I think, as well. So P5 for Katajar, how important is that? That puts him on pole for race number 3. So that's why he was fighting that hard. This is the battle for Sheepy. And who's that alongside him? Car 25. I missed that.
Yeah, it's not the best angle, but I find it's you can catch them all across the line, but I will find a better way. But Sheafy had another good one. Have a look at that, mate. Two Pro-Ams in the top 10 and 2 AMs of Tessiaro and Tyler Sheaf just missing out on a top 10 finish for the AMs, mate. How good's that? And quite a few pros, Scott Pocock and a few other drivers that are a little bit further down. So interesting race, 1 safety car, Cowie, but Gowan's driver of the driver of the night so far with 2 races in the belt. That's my call anyway.
Well, I think we're sort of seeing a pattern here that if you can get a little bit of a gap early on, P1, get that gap out to about a second, then let the guys behind fight to see who's going to be P2, then that means you can look after your tyres and just do what you need to do. And I think the big thing about that was a cool-headed drive from Doug. He made no mistakes. He did exactly what he needed to do to win race number 2.
Well, yeah, 100% hands down, or hats off, I've got to go to him. Hopefully we can get a chat with him. I'm not too sure the process here for our sprint rounds, mate, but we'll get the results up, ready to go. We'll get the results up for the first heat first, Cowie. I do believe we got 10 minutes, is that right?
Yeah, we've got a 10-minute warm-up period here, buddy, so we can have a look.
Beautiful, plenty of time. Let's chuck up heat number 1. We'll get some music behind so it's not just our daft voices, mate. But race number 1 was pretty good. 0 safety cars, wasn't it, if I remember correctly? Phil Vella, Cuttajar, De Bono, they were your top 3. Bradley Byrne, that was your top 5. And Gowans, although he did just finish in top 10 and inherit the pole position for race 2, I still do believe that it takes skill, doesn't it, to sort of...
Look at those times there, buddy. So look at the difference in times between Darren Fahey and Nathan Burney, Doug Gowan, Scott Pocock. So each of them are less than half a second behind each other. So that was a train going over the line. Right? So, Doug put himself in the perfect spot to lead the field away for race number 2. And but as you said, Tyler Sheep P18, he made a great recovery. Matt Tessuero, remember he started this race last. Started race number 2 last. Finished this one last, the first one. So race number 2. We look at the results of race number 2 here, and yeah. Well, this is consolidation results of race number 1, is it? Or is this race number 2?
No, this is race number 2.
Yeah, but they're looking at Matt Tessuero at P11, P12 for Tyler Sheep. So yeah, so those boys were the great driver. I mean, there was a bit of fortune there. They saw quite a few of their sort of cars around them get caught in that incident. But as you said, Matt Tessuero did a smart thing. He slowed right down, managed to get through, and didn't have to come into the pits for the repair, and watched about 12 other cars have to do so.
Sheefy's in the comments there. Photo finish for P11 there. Let's have a look at the time across the line. Tessiaro and Sheaf, 24.035, 24.046. So 1/10 across the line. Sheefy definitely 100th rather
across the line.
I failed year 6 math, mate. But anyone that wants to jump into a chat, especially some of these winners, I'd love to get a chat with Doug Gowans. What about you, Cal? If you're floating around, jump in. You were airborne in one of the first ones, Cowie. But yeah, these guys here, definitely.
Do we have the opportunity to go back and have a look at some of those incidents? Buddy?
No, the timing, it goes race for race. Someone out there is probably a lot better than me. Surely there's a way you can go back through in the replays. I can go back through the results, so the data's still there, but I can't go back through replays. But I'm saying can't, my knowledge. Sheefy says he finally got him only to throw the last corner. Jump in the box, mate. Let's have a chat about it. They're in the warm-up. 10 minutes, mate. I'm going to have a pit stop myself, and I don't know if you want to keep on talking, or we can jump on with a lap with someone.
We certainly can. Have we got anyone out there on the track at the moment? Are they all taking some time to jump on board so we can see maybe from that driver's view, buddy? It's one of those tracks that I thoroughly enjoy driving. I can't say that I've been around here in an F3.
Yeah, me neither. I haven't been around here in an F3. Then you'll burn Kittens Racing 185 Ks or 200 plus kilometres right now. Let's ride on board from a bit. I'm stepping away from the mic, but how good was race 2? Race 3 coming up in about 6 minutes.
That's it, buddy. It has been, it's a spectacular night. The Super Sprint does bring up all matter of questions across the field. I mean, 3 20-minute races, so I suppose you could get a chance to, if you make a mistake in one race, you've got the other 2 to come back and try and claw your way back into it. But it can be difficult if you get, end up at the back after race number 1. You're going to try and fight your way through. We've seen here that although the tow has been coming into play, once you get that big train of cars, then the car in front doesn't have the tow, but everyone else behind is getting it. So maybe that's what's making it hard for some of these guys to get those definitive moves done near the front. But again, I think the main thing is that the guys up front are separated just by smaller distances, and they're not cracking under the pressure. We saw that from Doug Gowans. Sheefy in the room, buddy. That looked like it was some pretty exciting racing there for you, buddy. The first 2. The second one, were you side by side over the line, barely a wing in it?
Yeah, it took me a race to try and catch up to Matt. Made a couple of errors. Obviously got caught in an incident. Had to go into the pitch and repair my car. But yeah, I worked 12 laps to try and catch up to him, and yeah, I got him at the hairpin. Had a bit of exit, got in front of him, came to the chicane. I don't know what happened. I just hit the wrong line and it was too slow on the exit, and he got me back on the straight. So gutted. I was hoping the finish line a little bit closer, but oh, it was a good race, you know.
Hey,
There with you
Sheaf, it's
boys.
Pete here. Oh, sorry, Cowie, I did it again.
You're right, buddy. You're right, Pete. No,
Hey,
good,
hey,
jump in.
Sheafy, I made a call, and I did say I was touching wood for you, that I've noticed when your internet's good, you race good. So you're pretty internet dependent, so you're quick. We know you got the pace. I'm sure that holds your confidence back a little bit with the internet. But what have you done to sort your internet the last few races, mate? Because I've been watching. You've been up there and you've been in the heat of it.
Yeah, I've just gotta pray to the Almighty Lord that the internet holds up. It's not much I can do about it, but yeah, I know that if I keep it nice and clean and not have any mechanical issues with my net, I can, you know, battle with the big boys around me. I definitely know I'm not the quickest, but slowly getting faster, as Cowie would know, is hard to keep up with the big boys sometimes.
Well, you're saying that, Sheepy. You had a nice big accident there that gave you a few free positions. But still, man, you've got to stay on it. There's a bit of pressure out there from these boys behind. We know that this track is one that you can sort of depend on, but it's all about getting the exits onto those straights to make sure they don't swamp you down the other end.
Yeah, definitely correct on that one. I know for sure that when you get a good exit speed, especially on longer straights, it gives you a good chance to defend your position. Although I do notice when they're roughly 0.4 seconds behind you, especially on the long back straight, they definitely got a chance to overtake you. So just trying to keep that minimum 0.6, that makes it comfortable, but yeah, it's very hard to do that lap in, lap out.
All right, buddy. Well, look, I think we've only got a couple of minutes left, so we better let you go so you can go and jump back in and get ready for race number 3, buddy. What's the plan? Try and stay out of the walls?
Yeah, definitely. Just make sure, hopefully, that no one's pinned in front of me. That's the lap 1 goal, and yeah, just try and keep the boys behind and try and get in front of Matt from the get-go. He obviously had a really good start last race, and hopefully I can replicate that for this race.
Hey, Sheafy.
Awesome, buddy.
Don't sign your name on the Wall of Champions, mate. Keep it clean out there. Good luck for race 3.
No, cheers for that.
All right, buddy. Well, glad to have Sheepy in to have a chat with us. Of course, if he had have taken out, he's doing pretty good. So he would have been the AM winner for race number 2 there, I would think. I didn't actually catch to see if any other one of them was above him. So no, I don't think
He's
they were they?
Pro-Am, I believe.
No, Sheepy's an AM. Sheepy and Matt Tessera both our AM drivers, and yeah, I think it was the P11 from him. That'd probably be one of his best finishes of the season, I would think.
Yep, so second in class, P11 overall, wasn't it? So, yeah, very good results.
And, those points, we talked about it, buddy. 20 points separating, I think it was Greg Johnson and Matt Tessera. Well, Greg Johnson, we didn't see how Greg went in that race. Didn't pay too much attention to it. Apologies there, buddy. But, Matt dumping that first race, P30, there wouldn't have been many points there.
No, there wasn't there. I've got the right screen up there now.
So he missed out on a big chunk of points. It'll be whether or not, when there's a sprint round, there's actually, they don't pay the points quite as far down either. So that may mean that a few of those boys that finished well down got 0 points for tonight. So I'm predicting that this AM Championship, buddy, is going to be super close next week.
Oh yeah, it's going to be a good race to call definitely next week. And how about this guy we got on screen, Fishy Motorsport, Adam Simpson, an outing that he'd rather forget, but we know he's a Fishy Motorsport. They do not say die over in that camp, do they, Cowie? So we'll definitely see Adam Simpson push through. I think he definitely deserves a result here, but race 3, reverse top 5, I believe. It's going to be good. We can't get a safety car because Cowie can't win, but here's how they'll line up, Cowie.
Well, all right. Well, you're hoping it's going to be clean. Well, I think importantly for Michael Cuttajar is he managed to make it to P5. So he can maybe take a nice good chunk of points out of Phil Vella here. Let's bring up that. We've got the start here for race number 3, and it is Michael Cuttajar and Greg Bradley alongside him. Pro-Am on the front row. That's going to be awesome. Dylan DeBono with a great recovery drive from his P9. I thought it was a P7 start, so he's gained a couple more positions. He will be starting row position number 3. David Gallo alongside him. That was a great battle those two had. Doug Gowans, Jay Dixon. So Doug Gowans, winner of race number 2, starts P5, race number 3. Jay Dixon alongside him in that big epic battle with David Byrne, Nathan Burney, Phil Vella, Connor Nixon. We saw, 5, 6 cars there battling for the last part of that race, mate. It was absolutely awesome.
Yeah, I'm going to watch Connor Nixon, Vermilion Motorsports in this race. I do believe he's got the pace. He's pushed up. He's got starting out of P10. He'll push through. He's got a few quick guys around him due to the inverted fields. Tessiaro, he'll go with him as well. He'll start out of 11 alongside Sheaf. Tyler Sheaf, who we got a chat with, and that's the rest of the grid. I think I golloped on a little bit, but it's good to see the different classes. All mixed in together, mate. We've got Pro, we got Am, we got all of them starting alongside each other, and that's not only just to do with the inverted grid either. That's just because these guys in the different classes, in the lower classes, if you may call them that, have genuine pace. So it's definitely good to watch out there. Cuttajar and Bradley, though, they're itching to get off the line. And just as I mentioned, look at that. You got a Pro and a Pro-Am off the line.
I think a few of those Pro-Ams and Ams also had eyes in the back of their head. Maybe managed to work their way through the big carnage that we had there at the start of race number 2. I mean, that is still an epic shot. I can see it still in my head here, buddy, of just cars climbing over the top, and you could have almost taken it out of a Blues Brothers movie, I think.
That was Cow, wasn't it? He took the exit over someone's rear end and launched. I thought he was going to fall onto someone's lap, as we've got the lights coming up now.
That's it, buddy. This is the Shannons F3 Nationals here at Gilles Villeneuve Super Sprint Round. This is race number 3, and they are off it. All the field gets away pretty good. Couple of movers in the back there, but it is Cuttajar that closes down P1 as we go into the second turn. Look at the 2-3 wide at the back here. A couple of kittens making a move. I think it was that right at the back there. Was that Scott Pocock? I believe. No, it was Dwayne Byrne. So I believe Dwayne.
DeBono's around. There's a big accident here again somewhere. It was there. That was Gowan. DeBono.
Yep. And that's going to hurt his chance to take points out of Vella. One round to go in the championship, but yeah, look, it's moving up the inside. Is that Bernie making a move on Nixon? No, it is Vella making a move on Sheep, I think.
Yeah, and a big hungry pack behind him. Tessiaro's in there as well. Lydon's in there. There's Taylor Shift. He's holding him off. Though Lydon looks... Nah, he's not going to get through. I think that's Matt Tessiaro and Cal wanting to get through behind him. But they've split up a little bit. I think we may be under yellow. I'm really crap at calling that. No, we're not.
Yeah, safety car. Yeah, no, is there a safety car call? There is. Alright, so there's a bit of damage out there. Dan Bartosh has had a moment. See a note up, but we don't see any safety car out on track.
Yeah, I haven't seen anything come up, but they have... Greg Barber crashed. Now, I may not... This may be reading...
It always says the safety car crashes, remember?
I've missed it 3 times. I've never actually called an actual crash. crash. So here's the safety car, so he is out. Maybe I should back myself because I thought it was going to be, here we go, confusion for the lead. No, safety car, you lead. Off you go.
He's got the leader now, so just slowing down, didn't know where the field was. So.
I think he needs glasses, maybe, does the safety car driver. He was looking out the window at his number. Is that the leader? Press the button, mate. Radio comms. I think that, I don't know if that's Tyson or Greg. Hopefully it's Tyson. No, it's Greg. Apologies, Greg. But he can take it, I'm pretty sure. But let's have a look at that start, mate, because it looked pretty good. But De Bono, a big contender. Again, he's had incidents, but he is the recovery driver specialist, one of anyway.
We'll have a look and see what happened, if it was all himself or he had a little bit of help. I mean, it looked like the front group all got away really well.
And this is Dylan's group here.
Oh. Yeah. So he's had to move over there just to cover Gallo, I think. Through here with
Gerard and Simpson around him.
Yeah. So it looks like he's attacking hard with Elizabeth. The trees are. I think. I know he attacked hard. He got back into the groove there nicely.
Oh, so it was just himself, and it wasn't as big as I called out.
No, it looks like he's avoided damage to the car. The only problem is that it puts him right to the back now. So, I wonder what... You can see here he's had to wait 10-20 seconds there. So,
I think maybe this is what brought it out. Dan Batouche is showing one. Gerard Johnston. This is off the start as well. Big check up again. He's locked up. Yeah. Oh no, Dan Batouche
locked up as well.
I'll get a better look at that because I'll go high in the air, mate. Because that was a little bit bigger than I thought. I only thought 1 or 2 was involved in that. Yeah, wow, Batouche just locks him up, doesn't he?
Yeah, I think so. Again, just another victim of cold tyres at the start of the race here. Just went a little bit deep, and the problem is, well, you can see there actually he got on it harder and locked up and killed himself pretty much to avoid hitting the car in front. So, you know, in the end, might have been a selfless act there from Dan and making sure he didn't take, you know, he avoided contact with the car in front of him.
We did see that in race 2, or no, I think it was race 1, Cowie, where I can't remember the driver now, and it was a different section of the track, but it was the same sort of sportsmanship where he knew he wasn't going to stop, so he sacrificed himself, and that's pretty much identical there, although it's different parts of the track. That's almost identical circumstances, I do believe. He knew he wasn't going to pull up, but there was a big checker in front. There's 5 or 6 cars that really did break that few meters earlier and caught them cars by surprise, and that's going to happen all day when that happens.
Lap one, you've got to keep your wits about you on lap 1. Obviously, you know, there's potential for great gain, but there's also potential for little mistakes. And especially when the tyres are cold, it's easy just to, you know, drop it and give it a little bit too much gas, and that's how it goes.
Yep, it's easy to do. Let's check in on Shane Bowen. Let's see what he's looking like concentration-wise.
Down one spot at the moment, running in P14. Just relaxing at the moment there. Of course, we did have the driver cam, Warren Brown Tools cockpit cam up for you guys, and looks like the gremlins on your end, Pete, are all sorted. So hopefully, you know, moving forward for next week, we get a bunch of the guys to all jump on and share their cameras, and you know, for the final round, we can get the, you know, maybe put some ugly mugs to a few liveries out there.
Yeah, just what Eddie used to say when we used to jump into Facebook chat. Let's play ugly faces. Let's do it next round. Let's jump in. I'll put the link there. I'll try and get some perms to be able to tag you guys. I don't think I was able to tag. Or it was probably a me problem. But I didn't know the correct thing to do there. But Cuttajar has the field, and we're just about to get set to go green.
That's it. Now, I would say he's probably going to go straight out of the final chicane here. That, you know, again, you can think about holding the field up, but I think when there's a corner section like this, you just make sure you, make sure you maximise it, and then the car behind it can't do any better than that, you know. So, field getting away nice and clean here.
I noticed a little bit of an overlap in this mid pack that I'm just showing. Actually, I think it's a little bit further back. Nixon, Verney.
Is that up the inside? Nixon going up the inside of Verney there. So yeah, I think maybe just got a couple of the guys got caught out by the safety car there, or the restart.
Yeah, I think so. Race control will be busy. That's what I was going to put out. But Cuttajar, Bradley, Gallo out in front. Good starts. Bit of a battle again. Doug Gowans in the thick of it. Up one from where he started. Oh,
yeah, he's got Byrne and Dixon right on his tail. Nixon behind Dixon. And Verney and Phil Vella is right on the hunt as well. So Phil Vella been watching him in his mirrors too.
Well, he's got a rear wing this time, so the car will feel a lot more comfortable. Have a lot more easier to drive, I should say. Have a look at this pressure. Jay Dixon's putting on Byrne now as they're working together to try and get around Dougie Gowans, although he led and won the second race, so he's no slouch. They better put their best overtaking shoes on. But good restart. They managed to merge. I think there's a little bit of contact, as I say, that between Cal and this battle back here. No, it's Tessiaro in the walls again, I think.
Tessiaro's in there as well. Fahey in the mix here too. And that's Madison at the back that's getting a good run as well. Or might be Bowen.
Yeah, there's Bowen in the heat of it. Bowen's on the back of this train here. Tessiaro is in front of them. Throw some intervals
it was Matisic that I saw was closing up because he's...
There he is.
Got,
oh, yeah. Oh, no, he's back there. He's back there.
Oh,
it's Bowen and Tessiaro.
And I saw a little bit of a jig in the back picture there as well.
There, right there. This battle here, I'll try and pick that up. So I think that's Cochrane and Dwayne Burns. Is.
Yeah, and who's that up the inside?
No, sorry, that's DeBono and Wakefield.
Yeah, that's DeBono's trying to cover.
And then you got Johnson and Gerard behind as well. They're hungry. So again, we've had a little bit of a whoopsie and we've sorted ourselves out and the guys are getting close. Have a look at this. Wakefield, Gerard.
Oh. So Johnson, has he got damage here? He's just dropped a couple of spots here. Guys getting a bit better run. Maybe not a favourite track of Greg's. Was the round winner for the AMS last week. So definitely a fan of Belle Isle, but just struggling here at the moment. He did have it, he had closed up on Tessiaro, but Matt's a couple of spots ahead of him at the moment.
Who's that? I think that's Cal in the thick of it as well. He's just he just lost the position. No, he didn't. He defended nicely. That's Pocock behind him. Pocock's had a good drive. 3 wide, a little bit further up. Sheethy's involved in that one. So battles everywhere again.
Yeah, Pocock's got that done. He's got up the inside. We've seen that before here. You get the run, get a good exit, and he's now straight on the back of. Is that?
Oh, look at the one behind.
That was Matisic. Oh no, it's Matisic here. Someone's been Johnson. Got to get in a fight back on Tessiaro. Look at this battle here.
Oh, that's Cochrane and DeBono lost the wing.
Yeah, that was DeBono's lost. Oh no, he's still got it.
DeBono's got it. DeBono hasn't. Cochrane's still got it. Gerard's still got it. Oh, look at this. Throw a T-tail around them. 3-car battle. Oh.
Yeah. I think we saw a glitch there because DeBono's still got his front wing. We saw it disappear and it's back on again. So that's
interesting. It was definitely gone, but now it's come back up, even behind with Cochrane Gerard in the heat of it.
This is awesome, isn't it?
And Hudson. Look at Hudson.
The boys are not leaving anything on the table here. There's moves going on. We see at the back here, Bartosz getting a run on Johnson, I think, as well.
Oh, there's Denny M and DeBono again. Oh, hold this shot.
Oh, is that up the inside? I think it was Byrne looking to try and get around Danny Matisic here as well. So this is a cracking battle. And this is the battle for P19, P20.
It's hard to get back up the top. I was going to do a stroll. There's a picture perfect move. Majestic around. Gerard. Majestic around Gerard. Burns around DeBono. DeBono around Burns. But you know what I meant. They were picture perfect moves. I'm going to get a look at that because my commentary didn't do it justice. It didn't. But let's have a look high in the air at what I meant. Hopefully I can pick up the camera quick enough. 2 moves. Have a look at this one behind. Ready? Gerard and Cochrane. I'm pretty sure it's identical moves. Have a look down the inside.
Oh, it's closed in, and there was a mistake on the end there. So
I don't know where I got that from. Let's go back live.
I think that might have been Bradley Hudson there, and he's had to go through the pit lane.
Wow. Righto. Let's get back up the front. Cuttajar, Bradley, Gallo, Byrne, Nixon. So the battle's back. Oh, look at Nixon. I said he had the pace, getting ready for a top 5. He's already there with 7 in. The battle, it's hard to pull away from that top battle, though. 0.4 in between Cuttajar and Bradley up here. A little bit of a gap back to that one.
Bradley, our leading Pro-Am driver, and he is mixing it with, currently P2 in the Pro Championship. So, well, we've got one more racer calling you a Pro-Am, I think, Greg. So, yeah, certainly competing here, buddy. So, yes, enjoy it. And
here we go.
He's certainly doing everything he can to lock out that Pro-Am championship here as well. Because his nearest competitor, Adam Simpson, has an absolute horror of a night. He's back in P28 and a lap down. I think he's in the... Is he in the pits? No, he's out the pits. But he's a lap down. So it's been an absolute horror night for Fishy Motorsports, Adam Simpson. But here, Greg Bradley, he is taking the fight to Michael Cuttajar.
And just back to if he does go into the pros next year, like he's having a good old battle and really having a good old crack at it and showing the nose with Michael Cuttajar. And Cuttajar has been a driver that we've noticed throughout this season. So I think for Bradley it's going to be a really easy transition as we go back to Gowans in the thick of it with Nixon in front of him. Nixon and Dixon in front of him and Vella behind him. Now Vella, I think, is on a similar race meet as Adam Simpson, although not as dramatic, but definitely not one of his favourites.
I think that, look, I think he got caught up a little bit there in that race number 2. The damage to his rear wing there, meant he had to, he couldn't really push. He had to look after the position. He was able to drive the car where sort of some other people may have just lost the rear. He was able to make it work and stay out of the track. It means here that he's started sort of in that mid-pack again. He's up 1 spot at the moment in P8. But the other thing you've got to think is that, he doesn't need to win tonight. He's just going to make sure he banks what points he can and, maintain as big a kick-up as possible line in here.
Oh, sorry, mate, I had to go back to this.
A run on line. I think it was Fahey a run line on Leiden.
They are back in the field up there.
Teammates got out of it there by the looks of it. But again, you do that and then suddenly there's another 2 cars behind you.
Yep. So Cowan and Tessiaro, and also there's De Bono down there. That was a late dive on Tessiaro there, and he wanted to go 2 for 1. De Bono's got the pace. It's going to show. It shows. He's just got to show patience to get around. Although these guys are racing pretty good, but Bowen, he's not saying he's telling him right now you got to work for it.
Dylan's got a great exit there.
Oh, wow. Oh, was that contact? I did see in the shot that I had it on. There's a little bit of movement from this Bowen's car.
At the moment, there's that Johnson and I'm putting Johnson putting pressure. No, it's not. I apologise. It's Gerard putting pressure on Bowen there as well. That Johnson's ahead of that battle, so at the moment, get himself clear of the fight behind.
Yeah, that's Burns. Contact across the...
That's Burns and Tessiero, is it?
Oh, he runs over a front wheel. I wonder if iRacing's got that right where you're going to cut a wheel there, but that's Tyler Sheaf's just fallen down as well, but that's not good. We'll go back and have a look at that and unpack it. That was... there's all sorts of everything happened. Lap 10 of 13. Remember, it all happened in race 1 where we started to see this around about 11. Race 2, I think, around a little bit earlier. This time it's happening at lap 10. 3 laps to go. These drivers, especially the ones in the heat of the battle, have really got the task set for them, Cowie, because the car's starting to fall apart, and some of them are making mistakes and making it do it. a little bit earlier, but Katajar Bradley putting on a good show out front.
Well, Greg's really sort of matching Michael here, and he's staying with him. So he's really trying to fight hard and get a W overall, not just a class victory, but an overall victory. He's fighting hard. But look, it's been a great night, buddy. Though one thing I did we haven't mentioned, but you know, we're inside the final 5 minutes, so that means there won't be another safety car. So how many safety cars was that for tonight then?
4, I think. Callan Hodgkinson, Tyson. Oh, look at this move from Lydon. Saved by the bell. He's got a crap exit though. Sheepy's behind him, ready to pounce. Cal Hodgson in front of him. Game check match, Cowie. The action saved me from there, but good little bit of moving, but it was done pretty quickly. I've got to find a battle to keep talking about that. Sheepy, though, has had a great night in the battle again.
Yeah, he's only
down
down 2 spots from his start of this race, but he's still mixing it with these boys, and you can see, you know, maybe doesn't have the pace of the pros and the pro-ams out there, but get him in a tow. Look at this, he's fighting right back and having a bit of a sniff at Lydon there. But because we saw quite a few of those pro and pro-am guys, you know, come a cropper in race number 2, they're back there and they're battling hard trying to fight their way through. And here at the front, well, the gap is under 0.5 now, 0.4, and Bradley is leaving nothing to chance. He is fighting hard.
I'll tell you, with this series, if you were going to catch all the battles, Cowie, you'd need at least 3 computers. And because everywhere you look, and still we're on lap 11 to 13, we're watching the front runners, of course. Greg Bradley is really putting the pressure back on, but it's still yellow and orange, and the timing tower's still moving around as if it's lap 1. And look at this mid-pack battle still going on. Cow's in the thick of it.
With Bradley attacking, I reckon that it might get white flag around next time. That Hodgkinson going up the inside of Vernie. Nice move there, though Vernie's got a good exit, so he's going to be able to fight back. You see Hodgkinson going over to the right of the road straight away there. But I would not be surprised if we're on white flag. Or we got an extra lap.
Yeah, well, we still got about 40 seconds before they broke at the same time. Oh, Cow, a little bit squirrely in the entry.
Yeah, it is final lap from race control there. So let's go to the... I think Katajar's maybe just got a little bit of time out of Bradley now. This battle here continues.
There was a bit of a mistake there from Sheepy. We go back up the front. Sorry, mate. Michael Katajar Bradley. Oh, the gap now. I think Katajar saved his tyres. He's starting to pull away. 0.8 of a second.
I think you're right there, buddy. I think Michael just making sure he had life here for the final lap. Look at this. It's Byrne, Gallo, Dixon, Nixon, and Vella. So Phil Vella, he's kept the car clean. At the moment, sitting P7. And, you know, will bring home a good chunk of points. Katajar will grab some points on him in this race. But DeBono, he's up in P11 now, so he's fighting back quite well from, 26th on the grid. I think at some point he was. So a pretty good fight back. But at the moment, Phil Vella making sure he banks as many points as possible. And he's going to be probably carrying a healthy lead into the final round, even with what happened to him tonight.
Yeah, well, he's probably lucky. Lucky that he didn't get away. Oh, sorry.
All right, we have looks like we missed the winners coming over the line. But it was Michael Katajar who took out victory in race number 3 here tonight ahead of Pro-Am Greg Bradley with an awesome drive on the podium. And Daniel Byrne bringing home a P3 for Kittens. The Kittens were all in amongst it. Adrian Loretti was the quickest in qualifying for the Kittens, but he sort of fell out of things and ended up with damage there, which pretty much ruined the rest of his race. I think we lost him at the start of this race too, where he didn't make race number 3.
Oh, some good battles across the line. A little bit further back, I missed that, who that was, but we'll have to have a look at the times when they're over the grid, because there was some close battles across the line, and I didn't give you the acknowledgement, Cowie. I was just taking a piss a bit, but lucky guess, mate. 2 safety cars. I still didn't give you the
Well, about
acknowledgement,
time
but
one of us
good
got it
guess.
right. Well, it's gonna be awesome. So I think Sheepy has taken out the M's for tonight. Greg Bradley has definitely taken out the Pro-Ams for tonight, and I think that he's pretty much clinched that title now with the woes that befell Adam Simpson tonight.
And here's the feature results for those AMs that you just spoke about as we watched a couple of the guys in the background do some burnouts. Tyler Sheaf, so feature results, he won in the AM, and Denny M and Greg Johnson. That's your podium, so hopefully, I'm not too sure whether we'll talk to overalls or all of them. Cowie, I'm keen to talk to all of them.
Well, I think we've told Race Control to let us get the winners of each of the classes into the green room, as well as the podium for tonight. Now, it might be a bit short because unless Michael's finally decided to get a microphone, we won't get to talk to our Race 3 winner tonight.
That gap in those results, it's perfect to watch them rip some skids and the kittens. Just good sponsorship block there. Just blocks everyone's house to get kittens front and centre, and I tell you they deserve it. But I tell you them AM guys, they deserve it because they put on a show. And this series, I've noticed, Cowie, that there's battles everywhere. Tonight though has been, although we did have 2 safety cars, the racing was awesome, clean, and I don't think the gaps really, the track really spread out much throughout the night.
Well, one of the things that we're seeing, buddy, is consistency of the guys coming week after week. So across the field, everyone's getting used to racing with each other. Everyone starts to get an idea of, what certain drivers are like, where they're strong, maybe where they're a bit weaker. But more importantly, it's that respect because you're racing with the same guys week after week. If you make an idiot of yourself week after week, they're not going to want to race with you. So it's a mutual thing, You've got to respect the guys around you, and then they'll be willing to leave your room and battle you. Alrighty, well, we do have our Pro Am and M victors in the green room. So let's bring down Sheepy. Well, we had a chat to you in the off there, Sheepy, where Matt got you by a nose. Well, you got him by a few more positions here in race number 3, buddy. And given what happened to him in race number 1, you must be looking pretty close to leading the championship going into the final round.
I don't think I'll be leading, but I'll definitely be a hell of a lot closer than what I was earlier in the night, so which is a good thing. Yeah, I like Canada, and thankfully good omen.
And we spoke to you earlier. You came in and had a chat with us, and that was appreciated, Chiefy. You in the battle, in the heat of the battle, races 1, 2, and 3. If you can put a finger on your best battle in which race, mate, because I don't know, there'd be a hard choice being put on the spotlight like that. But I do believe that. I think I know your favourite, but I'll give it to you, mate, because it was a great race. But what was your best what was your best battle and why?
It would definitely be, definitely last lap of the last race, LSA. Even though I made two errors and lost, 6th position, but be able to battle with the big boys side by side, and being able to keep them behind me, obviously is a good thing. Shows that I've improved over the last 12 months, and yeah, sorry if I scared anyone, but it was good fun out there.
You just ask them, mate. That's what I say in real life. No, I don't. But if you see your passenger in the car, they look worried. Just be like, "What? Did you die?" No, it's all good. Just hang on and shut up and let me drive. But you do you, mate, because it's working. It was great, and I'm actually taking over the interviews, Cowie. You got to put a sock in me tonight.
I just jumped up there to see if we could get a hold of Daniel Byrne, because we have a chat to him about his P3 in the feature tonight, but also that F1 championship. But Tyler, man, so you don't know if you're gonna. How many points were you behind going into this round, buddy? We did have.
I think it was 40 odd points. But yeah, I'm not 100% sure exactly how many points it was. I was just more
14.
fixated or 14 behind Greggy.
Well, I
Definitely know
think
that.
it's going to be interesting because Greggy didn't have a great night. He was struggling a little bit, but he did bring home some finishes. Matt had a couple of decent results, but he, had that mistake in race number 1 and the drive-through penalty that put him right at the back there. So I don't think there's any points coming from there. So I think it's going to be pretty close, buddy. But I suppose you've made it here onto the podium for the AMs, buddy. So let us know who's giving you guys all the support out there, and congratulations. And it should be awesome fight next week.
No, thanks. Just give me a moment. I actually haven't really had to do this before, so thanks for doing it. Correct. So, big thanks obviously to my team, Velocity Sim Lab, Origin Digital Design, Here to Race, YouTube channel, Speedhouse, and all the boys involved in the teams, from Dougie and Maddie and all that. They've done a really good job working on me, and it's good to see that it's working out. And obviously, thank you very much for SIW for allowing us to race tonight.
Awesome, buddy. Well, we're certainly enjoying watching you, improve out there and start mixing it with the big boys, buddy. P17, I think, was it, for the final race tonight?
Yeah, yep.
But right in the mix again, once again, buddy, so well done.
No, cheers. Thanks very much.
Alrighty, Pete, let's bring in the other man of the moment, Greg Bradley, Pro-Am champion, I would think, buddy. I don't know if you're going to be able to call yourself a Pro-Am for very much longer, buddy. Great result.
There's another week, isn't there?
We were saying the exact same thing, Greg. It's Pete here, mate. It must have felt pretty good to lead that third race. And been able to battle with the guys in the faster class. I know that I don't have my video up, so I did put the inverted commas up there, mate. It was good to watch you out here tonight, but it must have felt good to lead, especially a field of these fast drivers.
Yeah, it was fantastic. It was a nice, in general, clean race tonight. I enjoyed every moment of it. It was good to race with Michael at the end there.
So, were you just hoping he chewed up his tyres there, buddy? Because it looks like maybe he saved a little bit for that last lap.
I was waiting for that last lap to happen, and then on the second last lap, I nearly hit the wall of champions and lost the advantage that I might have had coming down the final back straight. So, my own fault there.
Well, mate, look, you've been right at the front. You've been qualifying at the front as well, buddy. So, so firstly, who did you pay off? No, I won't say that, Pro-Am. But these last few tracks have just been favourites of yours. I know Sheepy said he loves this place. What about yourself?
Yeah, definitely. It's the last couple of just sort of everything's come together for me. It's no mistakes and nice clean driving has made the difference.
And the setup felt good around here tonight?
I could have done with a little more downforce.
That's every race car driver. Give me better tyres and give me more downforce. I think, but that's a great answer, mate. Actually, to be honest, because I think that's just a typical race car driver. Give me more downforce, give me more speed. You can't have both. But yes,
hairpin. Wasn't much fun coming out of the hairpin onto the back straight. Just the rear end got a little light.
How was it? We saw quite a few concertina moments, man. Like, when things check up, they check up quick, and no brake lights for the car in front of you, so sometimes you're just guessing.
Yeah, especially the first few laps, you just got to take it careful and easy and do your thing so you don't hit anyone and hope no one hits you and you get through clean, and then you can start racing after that.
Well, one thing you are doing well, buddy, is you're qualifying up the front, getting yourself clear of some of that mess, buddy, and the results show. A class victory again tonight, but also put yourself on the podium for the pros as well, mate. So let us know who's giving you all the support out there. Congratulations.
Well, as usual, I got to thank Andrew. Andrew supplies all the funding to make this happen and allow us to go racing. The guys at DFR and Red Rocket Racing tonight on comms provide a lot of fun. As always, my daughter for all the luck that she gives me. Can't forget Stacey, and as always, Monica for allowing Phil to go racing.
Well, buddy, another awesome drive, mate. You're right in the thick of it, the pointy end where you need to be, and I think you've probably done enough with what happened to Adam tonight, who had a bit of a torrid night out there. You've probably done enough to lock out that championship now, so you can just focus on beating your future rivals for next season, buddy.
Well, Phillip Island next week, and as they say, it's called Phillip Island for a reason. Phil Vella will be there, and he'll be doing what he can, so I might have to get some practice in on the weekend.
Awesome, buddy. Well, congratulations, man. You've earned the practice time. Well done, and yeah, congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, Pete. Well, as usual, we have a no-show from Mr. Cutterjar. Can't see him out there, and it doesn't look like Daniel Byrne is still around. Would have loved to have had a chat to our F1 series winner. Let's see if we can make sure we drag him in next week just to talk to him about that championship, because that has been one of those sort of highlights of the season, buddy. We're having that congruent championship running all year, and it's giving the boys something else to fight it over.
Yeah, 100%. I'll make an effort in the off week as well. I think that's going to be the last one. I think I miss next Friday due to the move, but yeah, I'll make a effort of putting the points in for that championship, and we'll go live a little bit early, I think, next week, and we'll give that that bunch of drivers the airtime they deserve, because it was a concurrent championship, wasn't it? And it shadowed the F1, so it was well thought out as well from the admins, and well raced as well. And what I do believe, Cowie, is that those guys took it as serious for the F1 sort of side of the championship than they did this one.
Well, we had a couple of rounds fall in between the SRW rounds, so there's a couple there that weren't telecast, and they still had 20 odd cars rock up. So the boys, even though they weren't getting their mugs up on the or their liveries up on the big screen, they were still keen to come along and race. And I know I got a chance to jump in and do a couple with them as well, which I enjoyed as well, because normally I'm here talking about it.
It's always good when you can get out there. And what I used to do, Cowie, is, you know, when they call the yellow, I just used to keep driving and be like, I'm the broadcaster, no rules apply to me. So I used to overreach a little bit like that, but I assure you wouldn't have needed to do that. But
Take
yeah,
every advantage you can, buddy. That's what you got to do.
it's the loopholes, knowing how to read them, or just being arrogant, you know, or you just do that. But Cutterjar well deserved the win. Unfortunately, we can't talk to him again tonight. Hopefully, maybe we can pressure him into getting a mic next season. But what do you take out of this one going to Phillip Island, mate? It's going to be tricky. Lots of off tracks, I think, but not too much carnage, I do believe. That's my opinion on next week.
Well, I think the championship, I think, you know, Phil's probably done enough to keep that gap pretty substantial going into the final round, so he'd need to have an absolute calamitous round at Phillip Island, but we do know it's one of those tracks he loves too, so there you go. I think that Greg's just wrapped up the Pro-Am as well. We'll have a look at the official numbers before next week, but I'd be very surprised if he hasn't locked that out with a round to spare. The AMs will be the big talking point, because I reckon we're going to see some congestion, and there's probably going to be about 3 or 4 of those boys that are going to have a chance to win it all next week.
Yeah, well, it's heaps to look forward to and more, Cowie, but Phillip Island, that's next week, and well, Gilles Villeneuve, that's a wrap, mate. Congrats to everyone, and I'll hand back over to you to sum it up, mate. But what an enjoyable night, I should say, here from Gilles Villeneuve, mate. I enjoyed every little bit and tried to keep up with the battles. There was battles aplenty.
Well, you had your task cut out for you tonight, because we just saw battles upon battles, especially that first race. Everywhere we were looking, there was a battle on track, and you jump from one battle to another battle. And we all even saw them in the background. But that is one of the things, the pictures are looking amazing. We're loving all the extra work that you and Shibby are putting in, trying to get this looking as good as it can. Guys, that will bring us to the end of our coverage of the Shannons Formula 3 Nationals here at Sim Racing World TV. As always, if you are enjoying the content, please give us a like. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so already. We've hit the 1,000 mark. Congratulations there, SRW. And hopefully the league just continues getting bigger and better. We saw 30 F3 cars out here tonight. That is round 8, and we're still getting 30 cars out on the track. That just shows the commitment of the drivers. They are having a ball, and we're having a ball watching them. We hope that you are enjoying it also. Make sure to not miss out on the next installment of SRW TV Racing here. This is Carry Average Sim Racer. That is Pete the Weapon Gretton. We'll catch you later, guys. Have a great night.